everything that's been going on at the moment, how schools are involving the parents, I think it's really difficult for schools. They're in a really difficult position, and a lot of the IEP documents are being sort of pre-populated and sort of sent home for consideration, rather than there being meetings set up or scheduled over Zoom. It's very difficult because teachers' days are really full, but it does feel, with everything going on, that some of that parent carer being at the centre alongside the child is quite difficult to manage in current circumstances. Do you have any thoughts or recommendations on that?
Well, I think that's something that we need to address, Jo, through the recovery curriculum and through the 5 cells that are working, because and cell 3 is about the unique child. So that absolutely is where we look at, in particular, children and young people with special educational needs. And I think from this meeting, I will raise that with the leads in cell 3, because I think for all of us and for all schools, well, for all walks of life at the moment, things are changing very quickly, aren't they? And every day brings another challenge, and anxiety levels are high, and anxiety levels for parents and actually for children and young people too, and for teachers. So again, I would say that as a parent, if you are feeling dissatisfied, maybe dissatisfied, or you're just feeling, well, this just doesn't feel right, is maybe suggesting yourself, I just wonder if, would you consider, could we have a Zoom call? Would it, I'd really like to talk to you about this. How could we do that? So just having that openness, and just having, I suppose, the principles right about how we work in a sort of person-centered way. Just ask.
Yeah, through all of this difficult times. Yeah, I do feel for schools. They're trying to balance a lot of things at the moment, and it's another thing for them to squeeze into their day. But it does feel like if there is that commitment to keeping the parent carer at the centre of things, that there's that continued need for them to be involved in identifying your targets together. Maybe.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, so section 1.8, which is working with families, I think I need to add something to that around COVID, now, how we're working now and what that possibly could look like. So you've given me a really good, you've given me a piece of work. Thank you, Jo.
Oh, sorry.
No, I think that's a really good point.